Okay, it is 4:30. We'll go ahead and start our call to order our August 5th, 2024 meeting. We'll have our Pledge of Allegiance and our invocation by Chief Steve Brown.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for this day. Lord, just pray that this meeting and every item before
Kim, can we have a roll call?
Yes, sir. Misty Cavanaugh. Here. Tony Space.
Here.
Adam Townsend.
Here.
Larry Knopfinger.
Here.
Frank Stevenson.
Here.
Chad Minzer. He's not here. Hey, Mayor, we do have a quorum.
All right, we'll go ahead with our approval of minutes from the July 15th meeting.
The July 15, 2024 meeting was held in the City Council chambers. It was called to order by Mayor Kevin Cotton. We had the Pledge of Allegiance invocation by Councilmember Tony Space. The mayor and all city council members were present for the meeting. We had approval of the minutes of July the 1st, 2024. We had approvals of bills and payroll. We had a proclamation and a Massville Police Department recognition. We had department reports from the fire department and police department. We had municipal orders where we reappointed Tanya Bowen to the City of Madisonville Board of Ethics. We also had a reappointment of Debbie Allen to the Tree Board. And we had executive orders where we had reappointments of Mark Metcalf and Jimmy Riddle to the Airport Board and appointment of Kent Way to the Hopkins County Joint Planning Commission. We had a resolution that we approved to declare 25 acres as surplus property. We also approved a resolution to authorize the mayor or designee to sign all necessary paperwork for a real estate sale and purchase agreement. We approved a resolution of the City of Madisonville accepting the grant, approving the grant assistance agreement, and authorizing a representative to sign all related documents for the fire department grant. We had an approval of the resolution of the City of Madisonville accepting Thornbury Drive into the city street for both ownership and maintenance. We had a closed session, and then we also had an adjournment.
All right, any corrections to the minutes? Have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any questions?
Yes. That's not Adam Knopfinger.
That was the second to last
The
one.
second
Mover
list.
said Councilmember Adam Knopfinger. So it should have been Adam Townsend and Larry Knopfinger. Unless Larry's decided to adopt me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
that
sorry.
I didn't know
see.
about.
Okay.
Just a typo.
I will make,
Just for the record.
I will make that correction. I see. Okay. Thank you for there is a correction to the
Daddy.
minutes then, and I will make that correction.
Just for the record.
Thank you.
All right, with that correction in place, I have a motion and a second. Do I have any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Next, we have the approval of bills and payroll.
Yes, we have the total general fund of $482,552.75, total sanitation of $373,950.64, total electric utility of $399,568.49, total water filter of $397,849.23, total wastewater collection and treatment of $339,342.88. We also have an estimated biweekly payroll where we have governmental of $53,574, police $147,629, fire $157,864, transportation of $31,659, cemetery of $5,421, park $26,604, sanitation of $47,328, maintenance garage of $9,483, light fund of $97,868, wastewater treatment of $20,364, wastewater collection of $33,440, water and filter of $59,370, and Madisonville Sportsplex of $5,152 for a total estimated biweekly payroll of $695,756.
Do I have a motion to approve the bills and payroll?
So moved.
Second.
Do I have a second? I have a second. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Next, we'll go into department reports. We have, in your packet, we have the business license report. So if you have any questions about that, you can see Ms. Mandy Todd. We have some council committee reports.
Here we have a report from the Annexation and Zoning Committee. Two items of recommendation. The committee recommended the council consider text changes to the zoning ordinances regarding the definitions of daycare center and educational facility, pardon me, and the addition of educational facility to the permitted by under what do you call it? Trying to conditional use under that designation classification, and recommend that be forwarded. Those changes be forwarded to the Joint Planning Commission for their review and disposition. So I'm making that motion.
So we have a motion to recommend sending the change in the general commercial section of our zoning to educational, to add educational facilities for a conditional use. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any questions? On favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes.
And then additionally, we have a recommendation regarding the, where is that? I've lost my trail here. Forgive me. The sign ordinances, changes to the sign ordinance is for, again, recommending those changes looked at to be, that the council would commit those to the Joint Planning Commission for their review and disposition as well.
Is there a motion?
I make that motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second to amend the language in the sign ordinance to be sent to the Joint Plan Commission just for review. And do we have any questions?
Will that come back to us after it's all written out for a final?
I'm not even sure it has to go to the planning and zoning. It's
Oh, really?
our own ordinance, but we'll send it to them for their comment, and then we'll have.
Right.
First or
It will be
second
an
reading.
ordinance to actually have to enact it. Right, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
The zoning director says it does not have to go before the zoning committee.
Did I
Our Joint
modify
Planning
my motion?
We'll have an ordinance for first
Right,
reading.
draft, yeah, right, a draft of the ordinance for our review and disposition.
So we will take that as a rescinded motion and just an update on that ordinance, and we'll have a first reading of that ordinance at the next meeting.
Thank you.
Any other conversation, discussion on the zoning committee report? Not, we do have an executive order. Oh, I'm sorry.
I said, no, sir, we,
Executive order, appointment of Sarah Lutz to the Madisonville Hopkins County Public Library Board.
Kevin Cotton, Mayor of the City of Madisonville, Kentucky, pursuant to the authority vested in him by a public law, does hereby order as follows: that Sarah Lutz shall be and hereby is appointed to the Madisonville Hopkins County Public Library, and that the term of Sarah Lutz shall be for the term of 4 years, ending on August 1st, 2028, and that Sarah Lutz shall serve in accordance with the laws of the United States of America and the Commonwealth of Kentucky and the ordinances of the City of Madisonville.
Right. Thank you to Sarah Lutz for agreeing to serve on that board. Next, we'll move into new business. We have a resolution approving the franchise agreement between the City of Madisonville and Charter Communications. At this time, we will open it up for public comment on the operation of the cable system with Charter Communications. Do we have anybody here that would like to speak for or against the operation of the cable system with Charter Communications? If not, we will move on to the approval of the franchise agreement between the City of Madisonville and Charter Communications.
Whereas the City of Madisonville, Kentucky awarded a non-exclusive franchise agreement to Madisonville Cablevision Company on October 15, 1981. Whereas the current agreement has expired and Time Warner Cable Midwest LLC, known as Charter Communications, has presented a new franchise agreement attached as Exhibit A. Whereas the City Council agrees to enter into the franchise agreement for a term of 10 years with an automatic extension for additional 5 years, the franchise fee shall be in an amount equal to 5% of the annual gross revenues of Charter Communications. Now therefore be it resolved on this 5th day of August 2024, the City of Madisonville, Kentucky authorizes that the mayor shall sign the franchise agreement with the Time Warner Cable Midwest, locally known as Charter Communications.
Do I have a motion to approve the resolution to approve the franchise agreement with Charter Communications? Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or discussion?
Do they currently have a franchise agreement with us? And is it at 5% currently? What is a ballpark of what that produces for the revenue for the city? Anybody got I'm just curious.
We do not have that total in front of us, but we can get that to you.
Right. No, it doesn't affect my regard for the agreement. I just was curious.
We can provide you with that. We'll make sure that you
Thank
get
you.
that. Have a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Next, we have surplus property.
Whereas the City of Madisonville Sanitation Department owns equipment that is no longer being used, and whereas the City of Madisonville requests to dispose of the following equipment, we have a baler, which is a marathon baler, a PRC can pre-crusher for aluminum cans, and a paper shredder. We'd like to dispose of that equipment by means appropriate according to KRS 82.083. Now therefore be it resolved as follows, that the baler, the pre-crusher, and the paper shredders are now declared as surplus property, and the city is authorized to dispose of the equipment by means according to KRS 82.083.
Do I have a motion to approve the resolution for the surplus of this equipment?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any questions or discussion?
Is this equipment that's been replaced with, more efficient or operative?
Some of this equipment is gonna be replaced, some of it is not being
At this time,
utilized.
this equipment's not being used at all. And
We're not shredding,
no, we
crushing
don't.
cans or,
No, we have a baler that can shred cans, but we don't get enough cans in to operate that
Right.
equipment.
okay. No need to have it. Thank you.
All right, any other questions or discussion? Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing that, motion passes. Next, we have surplus property for the electric department.
Whereas the City of Madisonville Electric Department owns equipment and it's attached as Exhibit A, there's quite a bit of equipment that he has listed on there. The City of Madisonville requests to dispose of the equipment by means appropriate according to KRS 82.083, and now therefore be it resolved that this equipment shown on Exhibit A is now declared as surplus property, and the city is authorized to dispose of the equipment by means according to KRS 82.083.
Do I have a motion to approve the resolution for the surplus of the electric equipment that is listed in Exhibit A?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Next, we have an item for discussion, permission to close Court Street for a trunk or treat and a car show.
Yes, we've been asked from Matt Allen. They have asked to have a trunk or treat and car show on Court Street on October 26, 2024 at 2 to 6 p.m. They are requesting permission to block the street off starting at 8 a.m. so that no vehicles will be left on there on the street, but it will be around the Court Street for the car show and the trunk or treat.
They were able to do this a year, not last year, but the year before. There was a conflict last year, so they've decided to get out in front of it this year to see if they could get the approval a little earlier so that they could get the marketing out that they need to. It was a very big success last time. But do I have a motion to approve the closure of Court Street for October the 26th, 2024 at 8 a.m.?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second
Any dis-
question.
Question,
I always ask the chief, you see a problem with the chief?
sir.
I don't see any problem.
There was another event going on part of that street at the same time, and they were unable to do it at the same time. Fire department?
There's no businesses that are be affected by that time period, Saturday from, anyway, so I'm not aware of any businesses that would be operative and inaccessible.
It's a good
She's
thing.
closed on
Yeah,
Saturdays.
they had a
They
big
know
turnout
about
there
their-
one year.
They're only doing court, not union.
Well, we will block off, right, they'll put a road closure, it's not, they're just gonna block off Court Street basically, but we will put road close signs right there on the corner of Union, so they can't come through there.
Right.
Center Street. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Next, we have,
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
we stand, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Stand adjourned. Was that Adam Knopfling?